It is an unbelievable story of heroism you may have never heard until now. In the wake of the September 11th terror attacks, a U.S. Special Forces team of only 12 men head into Afghanistan on an extremely dangerous mission. Once there, the soldiers find themselves in an uneasy partnership to take down the Taliban and its al-Qaeda allies. Outgunned and outnumbered, they face overwhelming odds in a fight against a ruthless enemy. The true story is now a film starring Chris Hemsworth. I sat down with him to bring you this Studio 5 first look at 12 Strong.
You taking me to school again?
And picking you up.
Daddy.
2 planes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack.
What is that, a part of some drill? Ain't no drill.
19 men attacked our country. The 12 of you will be the first ones to fight back.
I love telling stories about individuals who make a difference in our world in a better way. And these 12 men certainly did. They went into a horrific situation. They didn't know if they were going to be sold to the Taliban. They were meeting up with a warlord they knew nothing about.
Odds are we're not all going to make it out of this one.
If we don't take that city, World Trade Center's just the beginning.
They were outnumbered 5 to 1 at least. And the fact that they accomplished their mission is a really heroic story.
I can't order anyone to do this.
Do you want to surrender?
Keep your finger on the trigger.
Just stay there.
Oh, God.
They all come home in a matter of weeks.
I think the mission took 3 weeks, and they drove the Taliban out of Afghanistan. It shows you how our military can work with other countries and people of other countries and do the right thing and help them to get rid of invaders.
The most important thing a man can take into combat is a reason why.
Be in this fight, boys. You mark my words.
How difficult was the casting?
It was real lucky that the material was so good that we attracted wonderful actors.
The catch is we only have 21 days.
How many troops does he have?
He's got about 200 paid soldiers and an undetermined number of part-time militia.
What about the other side?
The other side has about 50,000 Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighters. Missiles, armor, rockets, mortars, machine guns. We're outnumbered.
Just 5,000 to 1.
Chris, we celebrate you for playing superheroes. What's the difference in what it's like to play a real-life hero, essentially, in this film?
We met some of the real guys that we're portraying, and to hear them recount this story with such detail and honesty and no ego or sort of dramatization was pretty special.
We're teaming up with a warlord that we know nothing about. We're not going to be able to tell our enemies from our allies. Every step we take is going to be on a minefield from 100 different wars. And no one's ever called in a smart bomb airstrike from a B-52. So anyone who tells you they've done this before or has experience in this is lying, sir. There's no playbook here. We're going to have to write it ourselves.
I briefed 5 potential captains for this mission. About 100 years of military experience between them. But you're the only one that sees it the way it is. I choose you. You and 11 men. Task Force Dagger. I would be remiss if I did not say to you, even in success, the odds of you coming home.
You're 100%, sir, with all due respect.
You play Captain Mitch Nelson. What was it that he was so confident, so brave, so courageous, and he set the time that these men were going to come home? Mm-hmm. What is it about him, do you think?
There's just a definitive sort of direction that he is, constantly sort of consistently going for. And he got chosen because of his just flat out ability to say and to achieve, I'll figure it out. Well, you have to do this in 6 weeks. He goes, no, I'll do it in 3 weeks. Like, well, hang on, what? and it's just a sort of a confidence, and a belief that he can pull it off.
I don't care how long you're gone. As long as you come back. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
And say you're coming home. I need to hear you say it.
I'm coming home.
As I'm watching the film and I see them leave their families behind, making promises and believing that they're going to return, certainly hoping, what is it about them that, I mean, this was tough stuff. And when it happened, I mean, they're running towards it and disappointed if they didn't get to participate. What is it about them that you think?
Well, that's the perspective. That's why they're there. That's why we're, in many ways, lucky to have people who think that way. Thankful that we have people who want to help, you know?
Okay, you know what? War's gonna be over so quick. It's gonna be over in like a week. I promise.
Go wake up the kids. Spend the time with them.
Recall when you first came to this story, what were your thoughts?
When I read it, I didn't know that it was based off true stories. I mean, based on a true story. So I thought, wow. And that was like at the beginning of the script. And then the stuff that they were actually having to go through and what they actually did and what they volunteered to do, it just kept getting more and more amazing.
Laser target designator 38.65. Target, tanks in the open.
I've heard this described as a celebration of time when America was united. Would you agree with that assessment?
Well, I think it shows that a terrible event like 9/11 can unite everybody. And the fact that these men went in there classified, nobody knew what they're doing. They left their families had no idea where they were or when they would be back or if they would ever come back. And you have to tip your hats to these guys who risked their lives to protect our freedoms.
Nothing I'd rather do.
I'm in.
Thought you'd never ask.
Where the hell did those come from?
They got biggest guns first.
I am your biggest gun, Cap.
The only way home is winning.